Okay. Okay, something else now. You guys look so good, and especially thinking that you had led the life of sex, drugs, and rock and roll for like 17 years. So what's the big secret?
We're pickled.
Pickled? What does that mean, pickled?
You know, all that alcohol that's in your body keeps
us well preserved.
But did you really lead the life of sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
We were fortunate enough to have been at the last chapter of when sex, drugs, and rock and roll meant something. Yeah, absolutely. You know, in the last chapter of the Led Zeppelin, the Who, the bands that were still living that. It was funny. We asked a promoter on this tour if the young bands live what we did.
Yeah.
And he said, no, it's completely different now. There's none of that.
Really?
I was pretty surprised by it, but we just didn't even know. You know, like, do these bands even know all the fun that we had? And he said, no, it's a completely different time.
But tell me some of the fun things you did back then.
It's a family show.
It is. Oh, but we just broadcast it late at night.
Just think about
it was
what
Amsterdam
the rock and roll
all around the world.
is.
Okay, we took Amsterdam around the world.
Times it by 10, and that was every day.
Okay, okay. So did that change in the last 17 years? Is it different?
It's different.
At now?
Sure. I mean, it's different. You know, I mean, we drink really expensive wine instead of cheap beer. You know?
But the way you're drinking it, that didn't change.
No.
Or how much you drink it.
Well, no. You know, I mean, we know what an expensive bottle of cognac costs now. That's all. You know.
Yeah, we just have different tastes.
Oh, that's good.
Different tastes.
Okay, so you're both gifted, really talented writing abilities. Why did you choose for Max Martin to write a song on the album?
What happened was Bruce Fairbairn passed away, our producer who had done Slippery in New Jersey, and he was set to do this record. And he passed away during the beginning of the pre-production stage, and so Max, like several other producers, came in to meet with us, go through the 60 songs, you know, talk about what they were there to offer, if anything.
Yeah.
And in the case of Max, what he did was he ended up not coming in the studio with us, but came in and basically just kicked us in the pants and said, you know, why don't you write a song like that again? And we went, oh, okay. So he came in for a day and inspired us to sort of puff our chests out and show him that we know how to do these things, you know. And he was really, it was a great kick in the pants. He was really talented when he was intimidated about being in the studio with us, so he didn't actually come in and record the drums or the bass or the guitar or the vocals. Mm-hmm. But he took some of the loops and the background vocal arrangement, and he did that here in Holland and shipped those ideas back to us, and we recorded the song and used those loops and those, you know, tricks that he knew in the studio. He's like a Mutt Lange kind of guy. He's a very, very talented guy in the studio.
But so most of the song you did produce yourselves?
Well, I'd say it was 50-50.
So what did Max Martin think of the result? As he is an old Bon Jovi fan, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm sure he's happy with the success of it. I don't really know.
You never talk about that with your producers afterward?
No, not really, no.
We haven't seen him.
I mean, we just met him that one day. He came in, and then we exchanged some stuff via the mail, and that was it. You know, he came in and he was very honest and he was very sweet about it, because we were intrigued by the studio knowledge this guy had.
Yeah.
We obviously know how to make records and have made them for a long time, but he just admitted, he says, look, I've never worked with a big band, I've never worked with a real drummer, I have no idea how to work with a bass player and a guitar player, but I know how to do this. And we said, well, go do that and send your piece in, and then we'll put our piece in. It was a great collaboration. Because
he did do some work for Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC, and all those. What do you think of those groups?
You know, I think obviously they're having their day right now. I mean, you know.
But do you think that's a good thing for the music industry, or do you think it's?
Well, sure. Obviously, people like it, you know, and a lot, you know. But it seems to be very, very skewed, very, very young. You know what I mean? So like young people like. I mean, I can respect it, and I think there's some good songs there. But it's not something that finds its way to my CD player. You know, I just have different tastes, but that doesn't mean it's not good for, you know, there's a lot of people that are digging it, and right now it seems to be that particular niche in time is the boy band, girl band thing, and
Yeah.
you know, just like grunge came in and out a few years ago, you know, and I think at the end of what we did, we were the beginning of a movement, but we transcended all the trends, and we're still here. So.
Yeah, because that's surprising. You just keep on going. Do you think there's a band right now that could achieve that thing that Bon Jovi did, become as big and be successful that long of a period?
Out of the young bands now, I don't know if I know enough of them to know, you know, or they have one great record and the second one's not successful. Mm-hmm. So it'd be difficult for me to come up with one of them.
Yeah, I think, you know, I mean,
doesn't mean that they're not out there.
You know, there's not like a formula for longevity. There's a lot of variables that go along with that, and you know, it's you know, obviously it's dedication to writing good songs and keeping your band together and diligently going out and touring as much as you can, and you know, so there's a lot of that stuff, and it's the band that comes up with the most determination and to evolve and to continue those trends. I mean, that they're gonna survive, and there's always going to be a few.
This is the Music Factory.